If you're a coach, parent, or nutrition educator that has athletes coming to you asking for your advice on topics such as what to eat, when to eat, and whether they should be taking supplements or not, and because you're in a position where you're being asked these questions, you want to be educated in the correct way to answer them and what the correct answers are, so you're able to provide positive fueling habits that have the potential to be lifelong habits. Well, there's a resource available to you. It's called Fueling Young Athletes, and it's by Heather Mangieri. Heather is not only a registered dietitian, but she's a certified sports dietitian also. She has counseled a wide range of athletes from the casual to the competitive. She's been published in many different articles and magazines and regularly speaks publicly about sports nutrition. This all proves that she's well qualified to speak on the topic of sports nutrition for young athletes. The author wrote this book because she continued to see the nutritional shortfalls that the athletes were experiencing and had many athletes and their families seeking her help. These athletes, coaches, and parents were unable to find the information they sought to educate themselves correctly in order to provide the correct performance nutrition and to prevent injury. That's where this book comes in. Heather has taken previously difficult to understand information and put it into an easy to read format. This allows even those just starting their nutrition journey to get the information needed to reach their goals. This book is broken down into 4 main parts. Part 1 goes into developing a healthy lifestyle for athletic success, age-appropriate training, and nutrition basics such as essential nutrients needed to be successful. Part 2 goes into calculating energy needs, how to add healthy energy with increased needs, and what proper hydration looks like. It also goes into weight management, game day fueling, and the pros and cons of supplement use. Part 2 finally goes into the important topic of disordered eating and how to identify it. Part 3 and 4 get into the topic of developing your own individualized meal plan, what proper portion sizes look like, and what the different food categories are, and how to adapt to changing situations to ensure proper nutrition. Like, what do you do if you stop at McDonald's? What do you eat? She gives you tips and tricks on how to navigate those situations. Finally, at the end of the book, there is a bunch of recipes or healthy recipes for athletes. There's smoothies, so liquid fuel, and there's solid fuel alternatives. One of my favorite recipes was the blueberry smoothie. This book does a really good job providing the necessary nutrition information for an athlete to be successful in their fueling for sports performance. It does this through graphs, charts, and formulas used to really drill down and figure out what your needs are. Heather uses these aids to represent proper fueling techniques, such as needed carbohydrates, protein, and fats. An example of one of these is the EER formula, which is estimated energy requirements. This is used to determine the daily energy requirements in athletes. This provides a base from which to start your nutrition fueling. Another thing I really liked about this book was it wasn't filled with a bunch of fluff. You know, it got quickly to the point. I think it's roughly 300 pages. Let's see, 212. It allows the reader to get quickly to the point and get the information quickly to implement the techniques pretty quickly. There are many examples of problems of young athletes and how to navigate those problems with proper nutrition technique. It also allows the reader to better understand the nutrition principles that Heather outlines in this book. One part I found really useful was the topic on iron. Heather describes how iron just isn't important for female athletes, but male athletes as well. This is often overlooked by non-professionals, and the author explains why iron is important in the diet, what iron deficiency looks like, as well as different forms it comes in. Also, she provides a chart in the reading that outlines what foods are highest in iron and which you should be including in your meal plan. There weren't really any weaknesses. Heather does a great job at conveying the information in order to be successful at fueling your athletes. Heather even goes into how to determine fluid loss and what you should be doing to replenish that fluid correctly. This fluid loss replenishment technique is something I plan on implementing with my own athletes. I found it so useful. Reading this book really got me excited and piqued my interest, and now I'm on a mission to find other resources where I can improve my nutrition education to my athletes. If you have any books you think a dietitian or a nutrition professional should read in their journey to provide the best possible nutrition education, please link them below. Another topic Heather does well in this book is she talks about in-season and out-of-season nutrition and what the athlete can do to tailor their individual nutrition plan in order to reach their goals. Sometimes in-season nutrition has higher demands than out-of-season nutrition, and she goes into that topic and what the athlete should do. Another key point Heather gets right is having the athlete set goals. And what does that mean? So you set a goal. What does that goal look like? How are you going to achieve the goal? And what steps are you going to take to be successful? I found this technique really super useful in allowing athletes and coaches to be successful in their nutrition journey. It also helps the coaches and the athletes be on the same page. Is weight management a goal? Do they need to gain weight? What do the exact steps look like during that journey? Also, another important topic that often goes overlooked by athletes, parents, and coaches is what does game day fueling look like? Often kids come to games with no fuel whatsoever. They don't have drinks, they don't have water, they don't have any snacks during game day. Heather goes into this topic a little bit and describes some easy solutions, maybe a sports drink, a little granola bar. For non-nutrition professionals, this book is a wonderful resource and should be read by anyone interested in providing the correct performance nutrition for their young athletes. Even for professionals, there's a ton of useful information in here, and it can not only be used as a refresher, but in case you have forgotten some other information that you learned back when, this will kind of bring you back up to speed and easily teach you or remind you of those techniques you can use during your own counseling. So do I recommend this book? Absolutely. I found this book wonderful. It really brought me back up to speed on how to counsel younger athletes in a super easy to read manner. I think everybody that deals with athletes and is concerned about proper fueling technique and sports performance and preventing injury should read this book. I give it 5 stars. Thank you for watching. If you got any useful information out of this video, please like and subscribe. It really helps me out. I hope you have a great day.